What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Bighead Deedee, aka Deedee with the big head, and I'm back with another banger, baby. Now let's get to it. Hey, welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk About It, man. It's Bighead Deedee and Loski in this bitch.
Nah, for real, we in this bitch.
Hey, so we're gonna be covering topics, just giving our opinion, reacting to videos and stuff like that. So, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you want us to cover a channel or cover a story or anything. Let us know. Drop it down in the comment section, and then we're gonna let y'all, rock out. But right now, we're gonna start with this guy. So this guy was in prison. He stole a bunch of money, then escaped. So I'm gonna play this video. Me and Lo gonna react to it, and we're gonna go from there. Let's get it.
Federal prosecutors say Arthur Lee Cofield stole $11 million from a billionaire while sitting in a prison cell. Then they say he bought 6,106 gold coins, hired a private security company, chartered a private plane, purchased millions of dollars of Atlanta real estate, ran the entire operation through contraband cell phones. And now, this week, he has escaped federal custody.
So take a look at your screen.
Hey, how much money you think that boy stole, Lo?
I heard it was somewhere in the billions, fool.
Man, that boy hit a
This
lick.
is 34-year-old Arthur Cofield, and tomorrow will mark 1 week since agents say he walked out of the Federal Correctional Institute in Jessup. Now that's down near Georgia's coast, about an hour south outside of Brunswick.
This is the unbelievable story of...
Hold on, what's the name of the person they say?
He walked out of the Federal Correctional Institute in Jessup. Now that's down near Georgia's coast, about an hour south outside of Brunswick.
This is the unbelievable story of Arthur Lee Cofield. Authorities say carried out the most sophisticated fraud prison scheme ever in the history of the United States. At just 16 years old, Cofield participated in an armed bank robbery in Douglasville, Georgia. The robbery was a complete disaster. The group only managed to steal around $2,600. A dye pack exploded. The getaway vehicle crashed. Police quickly tracked down the suspects. The robbery netted almost nothing, but it cost Cofield his freedom. He received a lengthy prison sentence and entered the Georgia prison system while still a teenager. Now in prison over the next decade, investigators say Cofield became something prison officials rarely encounter: a criminal entrepreneur. Authorities repeatedly connected him to contraband cell phones. When phones were confiscated, investigators say new ones appeared. Even when he was transferred to a different facility, these phones kept popping up. At one point, investigators reportedly found a contraband phone hidden inside folds of his stomach.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business.
They say he became exceptionally skilled at communicating with people outside prison walls. Eventually, investigators believe he had built an entire network of associates capable of carrying out instructions while he remained incarcerated. Even more surprising, some reports indicate he spent time in Georgia's Special Management Unit, one of the state's most restrictive prison environments. Despite that, authorities say he continued directing criminal activity, and eventually those activities became far more ambitious than anything he had attempted before. Now, the billionaire target. Buckle up. By 2020, prosecutors say Cofield had identified an incredibly wealthy victim, Hollywood billionaire Sidney Kimmel. Never heard of this guy, I'm gonna be honest, but Kimmel is a businessman, a movie producer whose companies have financed major Hollywood films. According to prosecutors, Cofield obtained Kimmel's identifying information and began impersonating him from inside prison. The indictment alleged that while incarcerated at Georgia Diagnostic and Classification Prison, Cofield personally contacted Charles Schwab customer service and attempted to gain access to Kimmel's account. I was under the impression that Charles Schwab was very secure. That is where people store their retirement money. Apparently, this impersonation wasn't even that sophisticated either. One investigator reportedly described it as little more than Cofield putting on a rough, elderly voice while pretending to be Kimmel. Yet somehow it worked. According to prosecutors, Schwab representatives informed him that verification documents would be required. Investigators say a co-conspirator then supplied copies of identification documents, including a driver's license and utility bill connected to the victim. Authorities believe those documents helped complete the verification process, and then the operation moved incredibly fast. Here's where the timeline becomes unbelievable, almost like it's a movie. According to prosecutors, in 2020, before any money was transferred, Cofield contacted a precious money metals exchange and arranged the purchase of 6,106 American Gold Eagle 1 ounce gold coins. That is absolutely insane. All from prison. The gold purchase was allegedly lined up before the money even arrived. Investigators say he already knew exactly what he wanted to do with the funds. He purchased a total astonishing nearly $11 million. Then on June 9th, prosecutors say Charles Schwab transferred $11 million into an account connected to the gold dealer after employees believed they were dealing with Sidney Kimmel. In less than a week, a prison inmate convinced a giant financial institution in America to transfer $11 million in gold coin. What are we doing? Now, the gold coin operation, what happened next sounds like a movie. According to prosecutors, the shipment was so valuable that Cofield allegedly hired a private security company to transport the gold. The coins were located in Idaho. The security team picked them up. A chartered private aircraft was arranged. The gold was loaded onto the plane and flown across the country to Georgia. This is an entire operation being executed by a prison inmate. I mean, how is this possible? This seems fake, but it's real. Millions of dollars worth of gold bars and coins being transported by private plane, while the men allegedly directing everything remained locked in prison. Prosecutors say one of the Cofield's associates met the security team. Authorities allege he presented false identification and physically took possession of the gold shipment, and then the trail begins to disappear. A lot of this gold is still missing to this day.
Damn.
Someone has that shit somewhere, bro. Now the mansions. The spending didn't stop with the gold. Federal prosecutors say fraud proceeds were also used to purchase luxury Atlanta real estate. Most reports focus on a mansion in Buckhead, valued at roughly $4.4 million. The indictment suggests prosecutors were investigating much more than.
I wonder, could is they gonna like freeze that shit since they know like he stole that shit or fraudulent or he just got it? Like, what you think? You think they gonna take it from his ass?
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
I would imagine so. Like shit, they know he stole the money to purchase these properties. So I would imagine they would fucking
than one property purchase. Another involved approximately $3.7 million combined worth. Prosecutors were looking at over $8 million of Atlanta real estate. Federal forfeiture filings specifically identified a luxury property located at 4099 Randall Mill Road in Atlanta. How is this possible? I thought buying a home, you need to fill out so much paperwork. Whoever was on the outside of this prison was running shit too. Like they were so ballsy. Think about what they had to do. All the people to buy a house. Is it easier, I guess, if you do it in cash? I feel like it's not. I mean, the loan process and everything, whatever. As investigators dug deeper, they concluded the Sidney Kimmel theft wasn't the only fraud connected to Cofield. Federal records later connected additional victims to the scheme, including an Alabama physician and a financial institution. By sentencing, restitution orders exceeded $12.5 million. Prosecutors increasingly viewed Kimmel theft as the largest piece of much broader criminal enterprise. As if the financial crimes aren't enough, there's a shooting victim involved in this story. According to prosecutors, Cofield became involved in a dispute involving a woman he developed a relationship with while incarcerated. Authorities allege he arranged retaliation against a man he believed was involved with her. The victim survived, but he's left paralyzed from the waist down. Cofield later pled guilty to criminal attempt to commit murder and related offenses. The conviction added years to the time he already faced. At that point, many assumed he would never be free again. Now, by 2024, he pled guilty to conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to commit mail fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, aggravated identity theft. The judge sentenced him to only 135 months in federal prison. That doesn't seem like very long. What is that, like 12 years or something? Now onto the escape. Federal officials announced that Arthur Lee Cofield had escaped from the minimum security satellite prison camp adjacent to FCI Jessup in Georgia. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Officials described the incident as a walkaway escape. No tunnels, no helicopters, no elaborate prison escape. Authorities believe he simply left and never returned. Why was he in a minimum security prison camp? Another strange detail emerged after journalists reviewed previous.
How you think that nigga had a motherfucking trustee job or something? Like, was the doors unlocked? Like, how that nigga just walk up out of there like that? I'm confused.
Previous investigative records. They discovered the internet searches involving U.S. Marshal uniforms on a contraband phone linked to Cofield years before the escape. There's no public evidence connecting those searches to his disappearance, but after he vanished, many people looked back at the detail differently. Even stranger, Georgia had once considered him dangerous enough for the special management unit, yet somehow in the last week, he was able to simply escape by walking out of prison. Sounds like to me, bro, to help him escape.
Bro, you just got back, bro. They say the nigga just literally walked out. Like, just.
Yeah, that's what he's saying right now. Like, what? How though?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Check this shit out.
Years or something. Now onto the escape. Federal officials announced that Arthur Lee Cofield had escaped from the minimum security satellite prison camp adjacent to FCI Jessup in Georgia. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Officials described the incident as a walkaway escape. No tunnels, no helicopters, no elaborate prison escape. Authorities believe he simply left and never returned. Why was he in a minimum security prison camp? Another strange detail emerged after journalists reviewed previous investigative records. They discovered the internet searches involving U.S. Marshal.
Hey, Lo, if it was that easy, you would have did it, Lo?
Hey, shit, depend on. Hey, yeah. Bro, like, bro got all that time, shit.
I'm saying with the little time you had when you was in prison, you would
Oh hell nah, hell
yeah,
nah.
I would have did it. I ain't had if I had like life 40, 20 or better, then yeah, I'd do it. But anything where I can see daylight, cause shit, that's another charge. They're gonna hit you with a minimum 5 running wild. And you know them jailhouse charges, them bitches stick and they run wild.
uniforms and a contraband phone linked to
Yeah, yeah.
years before the escape. There's no public evidence connecting those searches to his disappearance, but after he vanished, many people looked back at the detail differently. Even stranger, Georgia had once considered him dangerous enough for the special management unit. Yet somehow, in the last week, he was able to simply escape by walking out of prison. Sounds like to me, bro paid someone
FCI
to help
though,
him escape in this
FCI that's like
prison.
a
I
low
mean, come on,
level
he probably
federal
has access to money somehow. He already did
federal
all this
prison.
other
That's
shit.
like
All right, so I found a website
not a
describing
main
exactly the property of this
part of the
prison. So the main prison is a medium
bureau
security
of
correctional
prison,
institution. It
like the
currently
big
holds
bitches.
1,650 individuals, with 1,525 housed in the main institution and 125 in the adjacent minimum security satellite camp. What? How did this guy get in this adjacent satellite camp?
That boy just walked out.
How? He got someone shot out of prison and stole millions of dollars from people. So it's very obvious this is the main correctional facility right here.
Makes sense, though.
I'm guessing this is the prison camp over here, or could even, nah, that's too small, right? It's got to be this smaller building. I guarantee you he made a whole big plan to somehow get in this smaller building and then get the fuck out by paying someone. Like he had to have paid someone off in there. This is insane. This could be a movie.
Hey, Lo, you working at the prison? That boy say, "Look, I got 2 million for you. Just let me walk out this bitch. What you doing, Lo?" This nigga Lo left again.
Hollywood writers, you got yourself a movie right here. I really want to know the details of this
I'm getting
escape.
up.
Also,
Hey,
what are the odds of
if
his
I'm
name
at a
being
prison,
Cofield? That's
if I'm at a prison, the motherfucker asks me on some shit like, "Yo, like, look, I got a bag for you to get me up out of here." Man, look, I'm gonna be like, "Look, bro, I'm gonna take the money. I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna have to come up with something. We're gonna have to come up with something. But I'm gonna need that bag out, buddy."
it's very similar
And you
to
know he
the
had a
prison
bag. He had
escape
like 10
show. His
million.
name's
You
Schofield,
know he had
right?
a bag.
Honestly, this guy deserves it at this point. He is a finesser. He deserves to be
King
free, right?
finesse.
Come on now. I'm just kidding.
No,
If he was smart, he'd be in
that
Mexico
nigga
right now,
deserves
right?
it.
I know it's pretty cliche to recommend, but don't people escape there all the time and survive for years? There's actually a
Shout out Cup
$10,000
Boys,
reward
man. You don't know
for him
Cup
now,
Boys, that's
and he's on the run still.
channel, man.
So if you're new, hit subscribe. Thanks for the support. Peace out, boys.
That boy hit a lick in jail. That boy hit it. Hey, so look, so next we're gonna go right into the next topic. One of the next topics, right? Hold on, time out. Fuck that. Back to this nigga. This nigga stole 10, 15, 20, 30. He hit somebody for 1 billion and they just got a motherfucking 10. Look at this shit. $10,000 reward off of buddy. Just 10 grand? That's it? Man, that nigga can pay a nigga 20 not to turn him in. 10, boy, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. So look, so next we're gonna talk about Dirk. If you don't know, Dirk been locked up for around 2 years now on the murder for hire, dealing with the Quando Rondo, Lil Tim, King Von situation that happened at the Varsity Hookah Lounge in Atlanta. King Von ran up, he got smoked by Tim, and it's been a feud ever since. They've been going back and forth on the music. They've been shooting at Quando if they got the drop on them. I even believe that when Baby Joe and them got shot up that last time in Baton Rouge on the highway, when he got shot in the neck, I believe Dirk was behind that. I believe Dirk was behind that. So, you know, it ain't come out in the paperwork, but that's just my humble opinion. I think Dirk was behind that. But anyway, Quando Rondo was in California. They got the drop. They jump on planes, fly to California, and they start, putting the plan in motion to kill Quando Rondo. They follow
Yeah.
them to a gas station. Once they get to the gas station, they across the
Let it
street. They
rip.
hop out and they try to blow him down. Once they try to blow Quando Rondo down at the gas station, They hit his cousin. They don't even hit him. He inside the gas station. They shoot up the passenger side, back side of the Cadillac Escalade truck that they was riding in. And so that's why Dirk charged with murder for hire. But they got some. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all be the judge. Me personally, I don't think the federal government gonna let him walk out that courtroom. I don't care how many lawyers he got. He got right now. He got Drew Finley and Brian Steele. But I don't care how many lawyers he hired. Like even if he 100% innocent, I feel like that the system is rigged enough to where if they want you, they got you. It ain't no whether you innocent or not. It's whether it's how bad they want you. And I think these one of these circumstances. I'm not saying I think he innocent because I don't think he innocent, but he told on himself through the music. If you follow the music, if you follow the Chicago scene, it's not hard to connect the dots. And then Church's News, he out there, bro. He from Chicago. He know all the Dirk people. Well, not all his people, but he know Dirk people. He know, most of the sides that the bigger names that y'all know from the Chicago War. He know most of them sides. So, like personally, like had dealings with a lot of these guys. So a lot of these guys still reach out to him. If you don't know Trench's News, he was a part of the Duck trial, the O Block trial, when they went downtown and killed Duck, Moowop, and all them. But that's another story for another day. So we're gonna get into this Dirk update and then we're gonna go from there.
Cash. The indictment starts by introducing what prosecutors call the Banks Gang Enterprise. Federal prosecutors allege that Dirk Banks, known professionally as Lil Durk, along with several co-defendants and associates, were members of a criminal organization involved in murders,
The Banks Enterprise. Look how these people just made up. They just literally put the name, the Banks Enterprise. They just
Yeah,
literally made that shit up.
yeah, they made this so
Like
quick.
the Banks Enterprise, bro. Like when they went, what? Man, come on. Them people ain't been calling them people OTF all in the family.
allege that Dirk
Look at this
Banks,
shit
known
though. Check this shit
professionally
out,
as
Lo.
Lil Durk,
Watch all the
along
shit
with
they got on
several
this boy.
co-defendants and associates, were members of a criminal organization involved in murders, attempted murders, robberies, and drug trafficking. The government is essentially
want Dirk.
laying the foundation for what
Yeah,
resembles
they want Dirk.
case. They are arguing this
got him,
wasn't a
too.
collection of unrelated crimes, but an
Hold on, let me
organized
get a-
group
let me get some
operating
real quick.
together. So they've already
Right.
identified OTF, but now it's like they're trying to make Dirk's team of special forces seem like an elite group aside from OTF. The next section focuses on OTF or only the family. Prosecutors acknowledge that OTF was formed around 2010 as a music organization that produced and promoted hip-hop artists from Chicago.
Parents of children who play Roblox. If your child was sexually exploited, abused, or pressured to share explicit content by someone they met on Roblox, you may qualify to file a claim. Estimated compensation varies depending on what happened and how it affected your child. For cases involving exposure to sexual materials, estimated compensation may range from $25,000 to $50,000.
However, they claim that a subset of people connected to OTF formed what they call the Banks Gang Enterprise. According to the indictment, this group allegedly committed violent acts at Dirk's direction, and in return, members were rewarded with money, jewelry, music opportunities, and elevated status within the organization. This is important because prosecutors are trying to establish motive. They are arguing that alleged violence wasn't random, it allegedly came with rewards. And who are they alleging was in charge? Who are they saying was the Larry Hoover, the John Gotti? Who are they saying was the top guy? The indictment identifies Lil Durk as the alleged leader of the enterprise. Prosecutors claim other named defendants and co-conspirators were members, associates, or affiliates. The government alleges Dirk recruited individuals connected to the Black Disciples street gang and brought together people from various Chicago neighborhoods under this enterprise. Again, prosecutors are attempting
Huh? Okay. All right.
to show organization, structure, and leadership. And they wouldn't just be laying out the foundation of a full-on RICO and a mafia-like group, they would also give the purpose that the group served. According to the indictment, members allegedly used violence to protect Dirk, protect the enterprise, maintain influence, retaliate against rivals, and control territory. The government specifically points to rival groups, including alleged Gangsta Disciple members, as targets. The indictment repeatedly claims that
He wanted everybody to get at them old block niggas. You can hear me low?
Yeah, he.
Man, my mic was muted. You heard me the whole time?
Nah, hell nah. I had wondered
Man,
why you stopped.
I'm over here talking. My mic was muted the whole
violence
time.
was used as a tool to maintain power and influence. And it would seem one of the biggest hits that OTF, or the Banks Gang enterprise, took was the death of Vaughn. One of the biggest themes throughout this indictment is
Hey, you seen that video when Vaughn got smoked?
Yeah.
Like what you think about that? Like you think like he was too big. I think that nigga was like too big for himself. Like all the shit he got away with in Chicago, and them niggas in Chicago was kind of scared of that nigga because I ain't gonna lie, he had a name, but he thought that shit carried weight everywhere he went. Like, man, come on, man.
November 2020
Look
killing.
at him. Look at his ass right here. He's still on this street fighting. He think he's still fighting. That nigga soul still out there swinging. He don't even know he's gone.
King Vaughn, who prosecutors described
You ain't even see Lil Tim, huh? Watch this
indictment as the November 2020
Watch
killing
Lil Tim
of King.
Look, that's Lil Tim right there. You see him?
Oh, that
That's
nigga
Lil
took
Tim.
off on him.
Yeah. See this Vaughn. That's Lil Tim.
Vaughn,
Big Tim hitting their ass. You see him?
who prosecutors
Nigga hit
describe
their
as a
ass.
close
Lord.
friend and associate of Dirk.
That boy hit
The
their
government
ass.
claims that after Vaughn was killed, members of the enterprise began planning revenge against people they believed were responsible. One individual, identified as Taekwon Bowman, aka Quando Rondo, became a central figure throughout the indictment and seemed to be #1 on the hit list. Prosecutors claim multiple murder plots were launched against Quando after Vaughn's death.
They kept
The
spinning on
indictment
that
says
boy.
Dirk and other alleged leaders recruited people willing to commit violence for the organization.
Hey, I don't know if you remember, but like 3 years ago, like, Baby Joe, Ben 10, all them boys was on the highway in BR, and they ended up getting shot up. Baby Joe like got hit in his neck or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
I think Dirkman was behind that shit.
Yeah, I think they was too.
I think Dirkman was behind that shit. I think all like that nigga had too much power.
Federal prosecutors claim individuals were brought into operations
money power, boy. When you get that money like that,
against rivals.
boy, I'm telling you, you can
This
just
section is important because prosecutors are trying to show an organized chain of command.
I'll be a dangerous
rather than
motherfucker with all that
spontaneous
money,
acts.
boy.
So not only was it just within the Black disciples, the feds are alleging that this
hey, Lo. I ain't ready to have that money, Lo. You hear me? Say, Lo. Boy, they put a bag in my pocket right now. Holy. I'll be on the
well-structured
dirt case. I
organized
ain't gonna
group
lie.
reach out to whatever hitman they could find in order to
If I
execute the
get if I get
killings they
200K
were
right
willing
now,
to
100K
reward.
going
And they
on
even
some ops.
used sliders or hot cars to get this done.
This
100K
game,
going on the ops, Lo.
you're not ready for it.
One of the more detailed stolen vehicles. Prosecutors claim Dirk funded the purchase of stolen cars known as sliders or hot cars. According to the government, these vehicles were used
You on the
during
move,
shootings
Lo?
because they were harder to trace. The indictment also explains terminology prosecutors claim members used. Ops, meaning rivals or enemies. Sliding, meaning carrying out attacks. Drills, meaning shootings or violent missions. Federal prosecutors are attempting to connect alleged coded language to criminal conduct. And the indictment would go even further as the feds start to detail the funding of the organization. Prosecutors claim Dirk financed firearms, flights, transportation, drug trafficking, and rewards for violence. The government's theory is that financial support helped secure loyalty from members and encourage violent acts on behalf of the enterprise.
Damn.
In 2019, there was an Atlanta shooting, the first specific act of
But they said,
violence listed as a February 2019 incident.
they say that nigga.
Prosecutors claim a dispute over a stolen vehicle led to a confrontation.
That nigga.
According to the indictment,
Church's
an
News
attempted
had spoke on
robbery
that shit.
escalated into a shooting
Spoke
that
on what?
left them wounded.
On that situation you talk about. So the nigga Bezu bought like a SRT or Hellcat from a nigga in Chicago, but turns out it was a hot car. Like that bitch was stolen. Like he paid like a lot of money, like it was legit. So the police roll up on him and take the car. So fast forward a couple months later, they end up just randomly bumping to the nigga in Atlanta, and then went down in Atlanta. They shot the nigga and robbed the nigga and shit. This is what he talking about
The
right
government
now.
alleges Dirk was present.
And so him, Von, THF, Bezu, King Von, Lil Durk, and another nigga. It was 4 of them niggas got arrested on that shit. So they end up dropping the charges on them boys and shit once Vine died and shit. But the feds picked that shit back up. This what happened like yesterday or day before yesterday. They just hit them with a third superseding indictment.
And participated. That allegation will likely become a major point of dispute moving forward. And it's shocking to see this because, of course, they're speaking on the shooting that Dirk and King Von allegedly committed but beat in court. And it was even said at one point in court that Dirk could be seen on video firing the weapon.
They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was shot.
He said his chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
When he beat the case, then it came out that they allegedly would have continued to pursue a conviction against Vaughn, but Vaughn died before they could. Next, prosecutors described the murder of a rival gang member in Chicago in January of 2022. The indictment claims 2 co-conspirators committed the killing and later discussed receiving payment. One of the most notable allegations here involves text messages where prosecutors claim individuals discussed waiting to receive money from Dirk.
Hey,
The indictment also references a February 2022 music video shoot where prosecutors say Dirk appeared with approximately one.
I ain't gonna lie though, that's like a hard. That's like a hard fucking choice. Like your brother died and your partner died, and they killers
Yeah.
are still roaming around, and you got the money to get back. Like I don't, me personally, King Von situation, he asked for that. I don't feel like he should have risked everything for King Von, but his brother D thing, the case they finna talk about, the Marley and AJ nigga, that murder, I can understand that because that's your brother, like that's that nigga brother. So I
Yeah.
can understand, that nigga like won't get back for his brother, but I don't think I would have risked it for King Von, like especially like you just gave your life away to these niggas, like you just and the nigga pop your ass and now you gone, like so you feel me, like.
$1 million in cash. The government suggests
That's
this
quick.
event
Hey, you seen that interview $1 million worth of game with Lil Durk? Did you see it? I can't hear you, fool. You breaking up. But
I think
that
I did.
that interview and this AHA song, you know the AHA song, right? Don't respond to shit with Von. You know that song?
Yeah.
All right, that's what they reference to. That the niggas who killed the nigga who had something to do with his brother, he paid some niggas to kill the niggas. The niggas that killed them, he brought the niggas to the interview. This where this video got shot. This the AHA video. It got shot in the interview.
is connected to alleged rewards paid to participants. And of course, the music video that they're talking about was the same setting that Dirk sat down with Gillian Wallow on $1 million worth of game. Literally, that $1 million was used in a music video. And allegedly, the leader of the gang in which the two guys went and killed another guy was in that music video. Dirk allegedly had the leader of the shooters in the video with him. And the feds are trying to piece all of this together as more examples of Dirk paying for blood. Now, the indictment would go back to Quando
Dirk
Rondo,
paid for
but
a
this
lot of
wasn't in
bodies.
LA. This time, this was in Georgia.
This when they
Prosecutors
shot at that
claim
nigga
members of the enterprise
after the snow.
attempted to kill Quando in Georgia in May of 2021 as revenge for Vaughn's death. According to the government and the fact that Quando was still alive, obviously they were unsuccessful. Now, the Los Angeles shooting is the centerpiece of this indictment.
Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot
That's
in an
crazy.
SUV.
That nigga deserve life,
A
man.
passenger in that car, frantic at the
Dirk
sight.
deserve it,
Started
man.
at
They
this
need to
mobile
flip
gas
his
station
ass,
at
man.
5:30
I ain't gonna
Friday
lie.
evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off.
Put his ass
3
in
people
that
in one
box
car
for
shot at this
real.
black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
Can I get some space, please?
It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window.
Prosecutors allege that in August of 2022, multiple defendants traveled to California to locate and kill Quando. The government claims flights were purchased using OTF-related funds, vehicles were obtained for surveillance, ski masks were purchased, firearms distributed, and Quando was tracked around LA. According to prosecutors, the alleged operation ultimately culminated at a Beverly Boulevard gas station, and this would lead to the death of Lil Pab. Federal prosecutors claim that when shooters opened fire at Quando's vehicle, Lil Pab was struck and killed. This death forms the basis for the most serious charges in this case. The government argues that although Quando was the intended target, Pab became the victim of the attack.
Yo, that's enough on Dirk. They gonna flip Dirk ass. I ain't gonna lie. We know Dirk cook, man. We all know Dirk cook. We can just say that. Little Dirk ass ain't getting out of jail. I bet. Let's see. This Carmelo Anthony shit. I don't really care about that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. He got an all white jury. That's crazy. Ain't really no really good big topics right now besides the Dirk shit. Charleston White, he always going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Earl Smith finna, if you a boxing fan, Earl Smith finna fight Tim Zoo. I don't know if y'all boxing fans, but they finna cook Dirk ass. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Trenches News. So if you don't know about Trenches News, he a Chicago blogger, man. Listen, everything he said from everything the nigga said just always happened to come to full circle. So look, this if you don't know, Dirk also gonna get charged with this. This another murder that they saving to hit Dirk with. Chicago feds gonna deal with Dirk after fucking Cali did with him. See, Dirk gonna have about 6 murder charges. That's what a lot of y'all don't know. That nigga was just getting motherfuckers killed left and right, like pow pow. Like he was putting money on your motherfucking head. You feel me? So hey, bro, but we're gonna get into this shit.
You want to support me? Go to Nene Marie 37. Thanks for everyone. Role that CPD played. Thing, man. Everybody just
Yeah, Church is saying that like somehow I forgot. I'm gonna play the video and let y'all see what Church's News say. Somehow these motherfuckers that the police like watch the FBG Cash get killed. You know he was in the car with a female or whatever. So he say they ain't do nothing. They was sitting right there and they just let the niggas drive off or some shit like that. Now I ain't gonna lie. I I don't really give a fuck about how outlandish that a story sound that he say. Nigga, it's been proven facts that the shit works. The shit is real. Like, and until the motherfucker can discredit him, then that's a different story. But from what I see, from what I've been following this shit for a few years now, and everything he say either happen or gonna happen. How do he know? I have no idea, bro. I can one day I'm gonna see if he can if he pop up if he'll pull up on me. You feel me? Have a little chat. So, cause I be talking to bro, cool people. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, let's get into the video.
turn their back on it, man. We got to talk about that. So make sure y'all smash that like button so the video get around. If you got Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, Facebook.
Listen, this is what y'all gotta realize. When you go to jail, especially for 20, 30s, 40s, 50 years, life sentences, bro, people gonna fade away. Life goes on. And it's not that a motherfucker don't love you. It's just like out of sight, out of mind. Like a motherfucker be having the world already bring its problems as it is on the motherfucker. So then now they gotta worry about your ass and you in jail for 60 years. Like you just another bill. Like when you go to jail, you become another bill. People have hard time paying all the other bills. You become more than one bill just by you becoming to jail. You gotta become a phone bill, motherfucker. Cause you gonna want to use the goddamn phone to call home. So you a whole nother phone bill. So you a whole fucking phone bill. Then you gonna need commissary. So now you basically when a motherfucker send you commissary to jail, nigga, that's you getting approved for food stamps for that week, nigga. Like when you go to jail and like, bro, like you a fucking bill. Like, bro, like don't nobody got a time for an additional bill. Like everything, fucking everybody gonna leave slowly but for surely. Like you are another bill, but huh? Okay. But like I don't know. Like you gotta understand like that. You just gotta stay out of jail, man. Hey, look, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up an order. I'll be back live, man. If y'all new here, man, pull up on me. My name Bighead Deedee, man. I'll be back live in about 45 minutes. I gotta go to Walmart pick up a grocery order for the wife and kids. But man, hey, listen, I'm just trying to get monetized. All right, I need 500 subscribers, man. I'm on the road to 500. Like, comment, subscribe. If y'all want to see me talk about something, y'all want me to cover a topic, I play the game, I react. I'm finna start vlogging and doing a whole lot of other stuff on the channel. So make sure y'all stay tuned. We also do giveaways. I gave away a couple $100 before. I gave away NBA YoungBoy concert tickets. Like, I give back. I don't ask y'all for nothing, for no donations, no anything. I don't need nothing but for y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, bro. I appreciate all the support, man. Bighead Deedee. I'm gone. Oh shit, Lo.
Yo,
I ain't even know you was back in this bitch.
I've been back in this bitch.
Man, I ain't know, man. Hey, listen.
Hey,
I'm
look,
what's up?
go ahead and just hit me back.
Yeah, look, you jumping back on?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
All right, bet. I'm gonna hit you as soon as I get back.
All right.
All right.